am harmony, eternal outpouring of reality that draws forth from the universal by the cosmic magnetism of universal love, the radiance of inner spheres, and sends them forth into the world as the outpouring of divine concern for every part of life. Have you thought upon it, beloved ones, how mighty is the anchor in your consciousness of universal harmony, a gift of the Holy Spirit, a radiance of cosmic truth posited within man's consciousness, inward reality that breathes forth the full manifestation of nature. Consider then how magnificent it is when your own consciousness is able to anchor to divine harmony, to feel the great outpouring of God's universal love unto your own being. O mankind, through exhibiting a spirit of universal harmony in consciousness, you produce those elements of attunement that draw our energy and the energy of your divine God presence through your holy Christ self into outer manifestation. When mankind understand that they are destined by divine decree to be a manifestation of divine harmony wherever they move, they will find it much easier to produce that manifestation of cosmic harmony in their feeling and thinking worlds, so that others also may be inspired by the radiance which you bear. O mankind, consider also the flowers of the field. Consider also the beauties of song, the cadences and harmonies thereof, and recognize that all of this is a lilt to the soul, lifting the consciousness and blessed spiritual portions of yourselves into the light, bypassing all mankind's weight of human distresses and the vibratory action of that which will never produce the equivalent of divine grace. Divine grace stems from the Holy Spirit, from divine and universal purpose, from the great tides of reality that are stored up in your being and consciousness, that are the completion, when you allow it to complete its marvelous work in you, of all that heaven would wrought in man of deliverance from evil and darkness. O mankind, it is essential that you focus your consciousness upon the qualities of God in order that you may amplify those qualities and send them forth as an integral part of life. Unless you do, beloved ones, do you expect that they will purely manifest just of themselves without any assistance or desire on your part? O mankind of earth, do not be naive. There are laws governing every manifestation, and when you focalize your consciousness through your desire body upon spiritual goals, just as you have done upon material goals, you will find that that which you outpicture and become is the result of your own inward attunement, that imaging of spiritual things by which the worlds also were framed by the mind of God. As above, so below. When mankind understand that universal harmony is within themselves, that they have the right to call harmony forth from God, that they have the right to sustain its momentums, that it is expected of them that they do so, they will know in a more than ordinary way that the kingdom of heaven that is within you is the fulfillment of a universal destiny of purpose, which each of you must learn to amplify through your own conscious participation in the rituals of becoming. It is not enough for man to simply envision a great soul or a great manifestation of harmony that has been produced by some individual in past history. Each individual within the history of his own life must institute those attitudes of mind and cosmic actions in consciousness which will produce in himself the very self-same adoring principles of God that will lead him into the domain of freedom. I come to you then this day, mindful of the world need for intensifying the vibratory action of world harmony. The destructive momentums of mankind have again and again continued to generate their toll upon human life and feeling as well as upon human thought, reducing the quality thereof to a cinder in action. And sometimes mankind have allowed that cinder also to become more important than all of the world and all of their own soul and all of grace which manifests in the heart of their divine presence. O mankind of earth, reach out from your own being unto God and understand that when you are reaching out, He is also reaching out to you with hands of love that are above all outer turmoil, all destructive momentums of the human mind, and will give to each individual who will accept it that momentum of Christ's peace that ought to enfold the world with so much diligence that the world thought of destructivity emanating from the prince of this world would be mitigated and ultimately destroyed. I want you to understand that we speak only of the effects of the prince of darkness. We are concerned that those effects should not take their continual toll upon mankind, that man might also awaken from sleep and understand the principle of spiritual life unfolding from within himself, each one, thus creating a participatory involvement where individuals will be able to feel that they are indeed a part of universal harmony. When mankind allow themselves to dwell in those principles and thoughts of destruction which have taken such a toll upon the world and its heart, I want you to understand that they are ever producing the self-same momentum that has continually produced hypocrisy and ignorance in the world thought and world mind. When mankind, however, understand the principles of universal harmony as tantamount to the immortal glory of God in their life, they will call harmony forth because they want it. They will summon it because it is the power of life that will produce in the very cells and atoms of their being such a forte of the divine design that they will become Christed beings and become recipients of all that heaven has in store for them. Won't you awaken this day then in consciousness and thought to the very magnificent outpouring of that divine harmony? Won't you try to feel in each musical composition that has in it the vestiges of divine harmony, those elements that are actually transported there from the level of the angels? Won't you seek to produce these feelings in mankind and recognize that it is God's work that you do so? Will you understand that the Christ work of each individual does not cease, but moves forward ever into light and the amplification of light upon the planetary body? You do not need to amplify darkness. There are far too many individuals that are engaged in that action. Your activity should be to amplify light and to pour out your adoration to light at all times, invoking a momentum of light for your own being, so that God, who is a consuming fire, may transmute every element of shadow and shame in your life and cleanse your mind, heart, and soul until it is the focus of the resurrection flame right within you, that it is the focus of the ascension flame right within you, until you understand that harmony is essential in the emancipation of every individual from all that binds mankind. O beloved children of the dawn, children of the light, the love of God, will produce harmony in those who will call it forth, those who will diligently make their application for it daily, those who will perceive that it is a transcendent means of bringing the beauty and glory of inner spheres right where you are into physical manifestation, into spiritual manifestation, into the great Elysian fields of reality that blossom now in heart, mind, and soul. I am harmony, and harmony comes forth into the world of thought and form to amplify the God quality of harmony in all. Won't you accept it and be free? Won't you allow it to be balanced in your mind as the buoyancy of that Christ action by which each of you will come to know your freedom in greater measure? This is my hope. This is my prayer. This is my relief.